Well, guys, I just made an antenna. This is the drive element right here. The 18-inch one. It's 2 meter 440. And now I have to, what I did was, I threaded this 3/4 rod. And I made it 3/8 24, a 3/8 rod rather, 3/8 24 thread. So I was able to thread it into here. So that's done. The coax will screw onto the bottom, and that's the drive rod. And the other ones are part of your ground for your 2 meter and your 440. Now, I want to put it out there and test it, but I want to get it up about 15 feet. So I'm looking for some coax. I got some of that handy stuff, but that's crap. And I don't want to waste my ends. It has no ends on it. It's heavy. It's the thicker stuff, but it's still crap. So, like I said, I don't want to waste putting ends on a piece of crap. So I'm looking to see if I have some. Oh, this may make it. Yeah, this will make it. Good. And I have this. I have lots of this stuff. But this is co-phase, meaning for 2 antennas. So this is 75 ohm. This isn't 50 ohm. Even though it looks the same, you got to check. If it's co-phase, it's 75 ohm, and it should say it either on the package or on the coax itself. But if you see it like this, it's 75 ohm. So you can't even just cut off one piece and use half of it because it's 75 ohm. You need 50 ohm. See, like I say, it looks the same. This is 50 ohm. But I got tons of 75 ohm, but I need 50 ohm. And I think this will be enough. I really do, I do. So, because all I have to do is go from outside the window over here down and in. So it's not like it's a big jump. So I think this will be enough. Those won't be enough. Now this is older coax, but even this coax being old as it is, it's an 8X. It's a better shielded coax. It's got a good velocity factor and things on it versus this crap here. Alright. You don't want to buy this stuff. Even though it's thick like this, you don't want to buy this crap. So, alright. If you're going to buy wire, you want to buy like 400 or something like that. Like this one, for instance. Now, this isn't really even the best, but it's a lot better. This is 400. I think this is made by Belden. Belden is a good company. And this is their 400, which is good. It's double shielded. So it's probably about 97%. But it's good stuff. Alright, I gotta get this mounted. I do. Gotta put the coax on it. I do. And I gotta climb up on the roof. Oh God, I don't feel like climbing up there. Maybe I can take it down. I'll be right back. Good. All I had was a pin in it, so I didn't have to worry about it. So that made life a little easier. So I just pulled the pin, slid the pipe out of the other pipe. And I will slide this one without knocking things down into this one, hopefully. There we go. Now let me get the tape off the end. Alright, so there's the antenna. You can see it. The sky's a little bright, but it's this one here on this pole. Alright. Now the tall part of that antenna, it's like 50 some odd inches, 58 inches. The smaller one in the middle, it's like 7 inches, and the other one's like 18 inches. The 18-inch one is the only one that has the connector on it with the wire connected to it. The other two I welded right to the plate. And those are like the ground sides, or like the reflectors, or whatever you want to call it. And homemade. Cost me approximately $27, $26 to make. And about, an hour. Not even. That's pushing it. So anyway, this is where we're at. So, again, here's the SWR meter, and we want to try to make sure that the meter, let's see if I can get this down here a little bit more even. Okie dokie here. Let's see. Down, down, down. Okay. So, let me hold this with this microphone. Now what we do here is I'm going to check the SWRs, and we're going to pull the knob out over here. I'm going to key the mic, and we're going to adjust this so that this lays in the corner over there, nice and easy, like that. Then we're going to unkey the mic, we're going to push the button in, and we're going to key the mic, and let's see where it is. We're about a 1.5, about 1.6. Now, that's not bad considering the frequency I'm on, because I'm really going to push that antenna to broadband it. If I put it on the regular ham band frequencies, the regular 2 meter 440 frequency, it's actually going to be lower. It's just that right now I am at 138. And the antenna is actually designed for 144 to 148. So I just made it a little bit different just to make up for it a little bit. So it gives me a little bit here, a little bit there. So that antenna now should take me safely from 136 to 174. And shouldn't go any higher than that 1.6 on 2 meter. On 440, I haven't checked it yet, but that's where we're at. So instead of buying the antenna and costing money, I can make 2 of them for less now, a considerable amount of less than one if I bought one. So, and I have the parts here to make another one, so I have no problem. No problemo here, guys. Yeah. So that's where I'm at. Alright, I'm going to go in the house, and I'm actually going to try to, it's early, it's Friday. Yes, it's Friday. It is May 26, 2017 at 2:51 in the afternoon. There goes our afternoon train. Guys, head towards Matt. Yeah, you're going, that's right, you're going in the right direction. That's it, okay. So at that point, $1,500 or so, somewhere around there. Well, actually, it's $1,450 something. But anyway, I've been totally busy, and I made a video, and I didn't post it. I don't even know where it is, if it's on here or not. Meanwhile, let me do another quick video. Last week, early part of last week, 2 things. One is I heard that my middle son was in the hospital, and they were rushing him to Sarasota Memorial, which is about a 40-minute ride from where he is. And he really didn't know what was wrong with him at the time. They got him there, found out it was an infection. They put him in ICU. They found a little bump under his arm, a cyst of sort. They operated on it, no big deal, no problems. However, that was the infection. The next day they took him out of ICU, everything was fine. But meanwhile, that's going on. The other thing is, we had a suicide back here on the train. About maybe 100 yards, 200 yards, just up a little bit. You know, I actually seen the last two cars, one car, whatever it was. I seen the car here. The rest of the train was east. It was heading east. It was one of the high-speed trains, and it wasn't stopping at the station. It was a go-through. And a 22-year-old decided to lay across the track, put his neck on the track, and the train couldn't stop naturally at the speed it was going. Heard him laying on the horn because I was back here. Heard him trying to stop. Naturally, it's not going to happen. And at that point, they decapitated him and also took off an arm. So we had 3 parts of him. Found out later, and then I went in. So that was that. So that took up a good part of that day. Then the dumpster came on Thursday, and we wanted to get that done because we only had it up until Monday or Tuesday, whatever it was. So we wanted to get that done. So Thursday, Friday, I was working on the yard and trying to get things done. Saturday and Sunday, the wife and I were both working on the yard trying to get things done. Monday, again, I was working trying to get things done. We got things done, came, took the dumpster, and that was fine. And then Monday I had to have coffee. Monday the electrician came out. He told me something, a few things that it could be. He said he didn't want to get too involved because he didn't have time, but he gave me some hints. I did what he said. It didn't help. So then what had happened was, I dropped something down here, which has a plumbing business. Good kid. Good kid. If anybody lives in this area and he's a good plumber, an honest plumber, a hard-working plumber, he's the guy. So I called him up. I said, Eddie, I need an electrician. He said, I got just a guy for you. The guy called him up yesterday. He says, I'll be there at 8 o'clock this morning. Bam, he came here at 8 o'clock this morning. Actually, he was here about 7:30. He didn't get out of here until almost 11 o'clock. All right. And we found the problem, by the way. The problem is this power supply. It's a brand new Astron power supply. That's the problem. However, we just found it. And the power supply is now out of warranty. Even though I hardly ever used it. Because I got the switch here, so I use the batteries all the time. So basically, I got a problem with that. But anyway, he was here from like 7:30 to almost 11 o'clock. I said to him, what do I owe you? He goes, give me $100. Come on. Now see, those are the guys you deal with. You know, and these are the guys now, I got things I got to do for him as well, see? So it kind of like, you know, it's friends and it's business. We take care of one another. So, and it helps out. Now the thing is, my air conditioner, central air, stopped working. So I called up another friend of mine that actually, him and I have been through a lot together. We used to do a lot of bodyguard work. You know, a lot of dangerous shit, actually, beyond bodyguard work. And where, I mean, it was like gunfire every night. I mean, so it was a dangerous job. And you know, as far as having him on my back, I mean, it was there. I mean, I didn't have to worry, nor did he have to worry. But he also owns one of the biggest air conditioning companies. One of the biggest. He used to be one of the biggest in the state when his father and brothers owned it. He worked for him part-time, but he didn't really have a big part of the business. But when his dad passed away, he started to move in and help out, and he moved in with his mom. He bought the house off his mom and kept his mom there. He took care of his mom. The mom passed away, you know, a year or so after, I guess, and you know, he just took over the business, but since then it's been going down the tubes. Well, I call him up because he's still somewhat in business. You know, he's he's having health reasons. He's got a lot of problems. You know, so you want to help out who you can. Now he does have a guy working for him. So I called him up and I said, Dave, I said, what's the deal here? I said, you know, we got somebody out here. He goes, well, not a problem. He says, and I'll take care of you. I said, well, Dave, I don't want you to take care of me on labor. I won't ask anybody to work for nothing. No, if you want to give me a little break on it, fine. If you don't, I understand. I won't ask anybody to work for nothing. But when it comes to parts, I want them at cost, because I do the same thing, and that's how it works around here. Well, see, Dave isn't from around here. Dave is from a different part of Connecticut. You know, and so anyway, he says, well, I'm going to send the guy down there. He says, we charge normally $120 for the first half hour. I'll charge you 105. I said, Dave, that's fine. He says, we charge 65 for there every half hour after. He said, I'll charge you 55. He said, so for an hour you're looking at 160 bucks. He says, and it should be done in an hour. You know, that's it. And I'm not going to charge you any travel. He says, we don't charge travel time. He says, so I'm not doing you a favor by doing that. I'm just telling you we don't charge travel, so don't worry about it. All right, Dave. So, you know, your 160 bucks you're going to come out here, plus whatever the part is. That's fine. All right. So he sends his guy out. Guy's out here. And he goes over a half hour by about 10 minutes. But that 10 minutes was like him sitting in the truck most of the time. You know what I mean? So, you know, he made sure that he made it over that half hour, which to me is bullshit. You know, I mean, if you're working it, I don't care. But if you're dogging it to make it, that's bullshit to me. So he gives me the bill, which was supposed to be 160 bucks. Gives me the bill, $197. I go, what happened? I said, Dave was telling me like 160 bucks. He goes, well, it's $25 for travel. I said, well, Dave says you don't charge travel. He says, we don't. He goes, but that's for the fuel and the use of my truck and stuff like that. Now, that's another con. You follow me? You're charging me for travel, but you're not calling it that. You follow? So at that point, that's a con. So Dave, I'm finding out, is a bit of a con, and he's treating me like he would treat a customer. See? And I don't go for that. You know, that doesn't work in my book. Friends are friends. You don't screw with friends. You know? And so anyway, he says, we don't have the part, so we're going to have to order the part because nobody locally has it, which I know somebody right here in the next town over that has it. He says, so we're going to order the part. He says, you're going to have to pay for the part and the shipping. Okay. I says, but before you order the part, I want a price. Oh, okay. Because I know I can get the part locally, and I know I can get it for wholesale. So if he's going to give it to me for wholesale, that's fine. But the other thing is, he's going to charge me another $200 to come down here and put it in, which is crazy. It's a plug-in piece. You follow? So this is kind of like getting under my skin a little bit. So I called Dave. He didn't answer the phone. Now, he didn't answer the phone because I'm thinking, okay, you know what? It's the start of a holiday. Even my wife is home today. It's a long weekend. Yeah, okay, I can understand it. I left a message, call me, don't order the part. All right, I want to know what it costs first. I got back to the guy that just left on his cell phone. All of a sudden, he's not around anymore. His phone's not working. So I sent him a text, don't order the part. So I've already texted them both saying don't order the part, because like the phones all shut off once they left here. So is it their last job of the day? Well, it's 2 o'clock. Yeah, you know what? It could be, and I ain't going to disgrudge it. But at that point, I want to make sure they don't order the part, because I don't want a friend to get stuck, because I'm not going to take that part, especially if he charges me list for it. You know? And then I may just tell him to have it drop ship here. And that's all there is to it. Because now that I feel that he's possibly, and I may be wrong, and if I am, I apologize, But now, because I know that he's conning somewhat, and I know the parts in New Haven, is he going to pick up the part, charge me for the time to pick up the part, which is going to cost more than the shipping, but meanwhile on top of it charge me the shipping, when all he had to do was pick up the part on the way home or on the way here. You follow me? So it's a tough call. Now, if you're stopping by, you're going out of your way, you're picking up the part, that's fine. I don't mind paying it. Again, I don't mind paying for a man's labor. All right? I don't want anybody to not earn or not eat over me. But, you know, I do have some morals, and I do have a few guidelines that I go by. So that's where I'm at with that. So meanwhile, part of why I haven't been getting to everybody, I jumped on the other night. I've been trying to do a little bit here, a little bit there, and I'm getting 300, 400, 500, 600 a day. The other night I had 11 or 1200. Then the next thing it was 1400 and change. Then it was going up to 1600 and change. And you know, and meanwhile I'm whittling away at 10 or 15 a night, and I'm passing out because I'm beat. So I don't know if I'll ever catch up. So I just got to apologize to everybody because of the rough weekend. More than likely, well, not more than likely, but as a rule, I don't fall this far behind, and I make it a point to try to get to everybody. Because I like talking to you guys. I appreciate you guys. And it's nice having you out there. And I even got a mail call that I haven't even posted yet. And again, he did a mail call on me that he should have got an Academy Award for. All right. And then we got the Carolina Chris Outdoors. Another, where is he? I'm sorry, Chris. There you go. I'm sorry. But again, I got the mail call. I'll try to get them done. So I'm going to go in the house now and take a shower and putz around, try to get all that done. I got the antenna done. I'll do the other antenna over the weekend or something. I'm not going to push it now. And I'm going to decide what I got to do with this thing because, again, I mean, unfortunately, it was bad from the get-go. And they make great power supplies. I never, ever would have suspected that. If I plug that power supply in to power, I get shorts on my saw. It shorts out the whole electrical system. But it doesn't blow it. And that shouldn't be, you know. And that's an issue. That's a problem. So, all right. Catch you guys later. And if I do another one over the weekend, fine. If I don't, I want you guys all to have a good holiday and safe holiday weekend.